the stars that never were are parking cars and pumping gas. You can really breathe in San Jose. They've got a lot of space. There'll be a place where I can say I was born and raised in San Jose. I'm going back to find some peace of mind in San Jose. Fame and fortune is a magnet. It can pull you far away from home. With a dream in your heart, you're never alone. Dreams turn into dust and blow away, and there you are without a friend. You pack your car and ride away. I've got lots of friends in San Jose. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you know the way to San Jose? Whoa, 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 whoa. LA's a great big freeway. Put 100 down and buy a car. In a week, maybe two, they'll make you a star. Weeks turn into years, how quick they pass. And all the stars that never were are parking cars and pumping gas. I've got lots of friends in San Jose. Whoa, do you know the way to San Jose? Whoa, 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 whoa. Can't wait to get back to San Jose. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was Do You Know the Way to San Jose, made famous by Dionne Warwick. And I played it straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Jam. So take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and you can play right along with this video. And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, come out and play with us. In just a moment, I'm going to do a tutorial covering everything I just played, plus simpler ways to play everything I just played. And at the very end, I'm going to do a slow motion close-up play along that you might find helpful. But hey, right now, if you like the video, please like the video with a thumbs up. If you want lots more, then subscribe for free to our YouTube channel. And if you want hundreds more free downloadable ukulele song sheets, each one with a link to its own video tutorial and play along, check out our Dropbox and then come play with us. Okay, now I said easier version. There are actually two versions of this song sheet and an apology. Here's what I mean. If you look up the song sheet, I mean, it's 2 pages long because the song doesn't repeat much, but the initial version, the version I played, is 2 pages long. And then immediately after that, there is a simpler version of the song. And the first half of the song, the first page of the second version, is remarkably simpler. It really is. It's like C, F, and G. It's so much simpler. But then there's a key change. So the last page, second page of the simpler version, I just say, sorry, yeah, this simpler version pretty much sucks after the key change. It's just hard. I couldn't make it simpler. I couldn't make a beginner version after the key change. So my suggestion is, if you're a beginner but you love the song and you want to play it, then either just stop at the key change or ignore the key change and replay the chorus from the first page. And then you won't have to put in any more chords or any more work or anything like that. But so, all right, I think what I'm going to cover first, I think I'm going to do it in chronological order. No, I'm not. With the intro, if you're a beginner's beginner and you just can't do that that tab, well, actually I have an easier tab on there too. It's just single notes. Instead of being, you know, harmonized, you can do single notes. Sorry? Right? That's the way I designed it. But if that's too hard too, you can just do C. You can just play it like that. And do you know the way to San Jose? And that's simpler, by the way, that's it. I'm going to go over the simpler chord changes first, then I'll go back to the harder one. The version I played is going to take a lot longer to talk about. So the chord changes for the simple version, I'm only going to go over the first page because the second page you're just on your own. It's just hard. Do you know know the way to San Jose? So from a C, you're just going to have to drop an F, and then you go back to a C. And then the way I would do it, actually, if you use your pinky for the C, do you know the way to San Jose? Then you drop your pinky again, and that way you can leave your pinky there and drop 2 more fingers for the G suspended 4th. So long I may go wrong and lose my way, right? See that? You don't have to move your pinky. And then you drop it again. Do you know the way to San Jose? I'm going back to find some peace of mind to San Jose. Then all you have to do is pick up your middle finger and you got G6. LA is a great big freeway. Put 100 down and buy a car. And then you just drop them into the E minor. And I'm not actually giving much help on this. The rest of this is F and G. I think I'm going to go back to the harder version and talk that through now, because I think I don't think there's much more I can help you with on the simpler version. Again, the second page of the simpler version isn't really any easier than the harder version is. So that's why I'm just going to go over the harder version. All right, starting with the intro. Form a C. Percussion, and then the way I do this, I've got my 4 strong fingers. I only have 4 strings, so I don't need my pinky. I got my 4 strong fingers, 1 on each string. That way you can tell which one I'm gonna pluck, right? And I've got a little time for my left hand. It has time to get up there and drop on the 7th and 8th. I'm using my middle 2 fingers here, and then I drop my index. Right, so I start with my middle 2 because the frets are right next to each other, and then I slide it down and I'm using my index and my ring. And then instead of going back to my middle, I squeeze them together. I don't know why, but I find that easier. That's the step down. Right, and then my middle 2 again, and then I pluck with my thumb. That's it. That's how I do that part. All right. Then the strum. The strum, most of the way, not the whole time, most of the way I'm doing a very abrupt, mostly downs with a 4-beat. Do you know the way to San Jose? So at the end it's going up. Do you know the way to San Jose? San is but it basically goes along with the words, the lyrics. I think I change the strum based on the way, the patter of the words, emphasizing the words that are emphasized. I think those are the places I'm emphasizing. I believe so. So although I wrote out the strum that I start with, it's entirely possible that I don't stick with that. But then the choruses, I don't do that abrupt strum. I do it smoother. LA is a great big freeway. It's more of a down, down, up, down, up, but smooth, not abrupt. LA is a great big freeway. Put 100 down and buy a car. It's not the same abrupt part as the verses. Okay, now as far as the chord changes go, here I am. Starting with the C, I'm going to use my pinky again. I've already used my pinky in the intro, right? I keep my pinky on that C because that way I can go, do you know the way to San Jose? I basically just drop a D minor and I've got my F6, right? Way to San Jose. And then I'm going to pick up 2 fingers and slide this down. I don't actually put down any more fingers. I slide this down 1 fret. I know that seems like an awkward way to do a G6, right? You normally do it like this. But watch what happens. It's magic the way your fingers can dance through this song. Do you know the way to San Jose? Then I slide it down for a G6. And then I drop my middle finger for the G7 suspended. And I just slide my pinky's just sliding up and down. And then I slide it back down from a G7. And then I slide it back up, and there's my C again. My pinky never leaves the ukulele and never travels farther than that. That's it. So, do you know the way to San Jose? I've been away so long, I may go wrong and lose my way. more time. Do you know the way to San Jose? I'm going back to find some peace of mind in San Jose. I leave my fingers in those positions, barely move them, and then for the chorus, same thing. I just pick up and I've got my G6. LA is a great big freeway, and so I drop them right back down where they become comfortable. Put 100 down and buy a car, and now, finally, I switch to a different place for my fingers. For that step down, that's how I do it. I form an E minor the way I normally comfortably do, and then I drop it down to an E minor 7 and an E minor 6. In a week, maybe two, I'll make you a star. And there, you're just going to have to get comfortable, I think, forming your fingers into the shape of an F6, because it goes very quickly back and forth to a G. Now, if you find that impossible, you could use a G7. In a week, maybe two, they'll make you a star. Weeks turn into years, how quick they pass. Right? You could do that, and it would be an easier transition. But I think the G is more authentic to the song. So, weeks turn into years, how quick they pass. And then stop that quickly for drama. And all the stars that never were. And this one, I'm just doing Zs, right? I'm just doing sort of chucking. It's not chucking, it's Zs. I'm lightly holding the strings with my left hand so you can't hear any chords, but I'm making percussive sounds here. You could put something on your ukulele like that. You could beat on it if you want to make percussive sounds. But all the stars that never were, barking cars and pumping gas. Open G, just. And yes, it does sound better because I have a low G. If you had a high G, I would do the same thing. I would do exactly the same thing with a high G. It just wouldn't sound quite as authentic to the song because it's kind of a bass line. But that's okay. I would still do it. All right, second verse, exactly the same. Second chorus, exactly the same. But then we get to that transition. So the bridge starts out common to what we've seen. I've got lots of friends in San Jose. Right, we've seen a C with an F6 before. That's like the verse. But then I just slide my pinky down one. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you know the way to San Jose? Whoa, 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 whoa. And now it's not easy anymore. None of the rest is as easy as you'd kind of like, because we had to go up just a half step. And that's what happens in the world sometimes if you have to do things in two keys that are that close together. So that's not so hard. It is, in fact, you were on a C major 7, now you're going to slide up just one, so you need to bar the first fret, and you got your pinky stuck there on the third fret now. Now this, it's F sharp 6, it is exactly the same finger shape, of course, as an F6, so it shouldn't hypothetically be any harder, but you have to remember that you're starting on the second fret. So from here, one more time. Now remember how the G6, that was pretty easy before. Well, with the G sharp 6, it's the same thing, but you need to bar the first fret. So these two fingers are doing the same thing, you just need to bar the first fret. And it's actually not as easy as I just made it sound, but that is, in fact, what you need to do. So, LA is a great big freeway. See, before we were doing G6 and C6. Now it's G sharp 6 and C sharp 6. So you just pick them up and keep the bar. Put 100 down and buy a car. Now here, F minor. I'm going from F minor. That's how I shape that, right? I want to hear... That's what I want to hear. So F minor, and then I leave all three of those fingers right in place. Drop my ring finger. That's it. In a week, maybe two, they'll make you a star. G sharp. So much harder than a G. Oh well. Weeks turn into years. How quick they pass. Remember I said you're just going to have to learn how to jump. You have to get comfortable with that, F6 shape. So, weeks turn into years. How quick they pass. And that's it. That's pretty much it. At the end, it's just a C sharp, which is exactly the same thing as a C sharp major 7. except your finger is up more comfortably on the 4th fret. I got lots of friends in San Jose. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's it. Okay, now I'm going to play a slow motion, close-up play along. I'm going to go, I'm not going to do the whole song, but I'm going to go intro, verse 1, chorus, and then I'm going to pretend that that chorus A was actually the second chorus. Because verse 2 and chorus B are exactly the same as what I just played. But so I'll do intro, verse 1, chorus A, and I'll pretend I just played chorus B, switch to the second page for the bridge and the key transition, and play through the end of the song. In slow motion, you might find it easier watching my close-up chord changing hands to follow along in slow motion. 5, 6, 7, and... San Jose, I've been away so long, I may go wrong and lose my way. Do you know the way to San Jose? I'm going back to find some peace of mind in San Jose. LA is a great big freeway, put 100 down and buy a car. In a week, maybe 2, they'll make you a star. Weeks turn into years, how quick they pass, and all the stars that never were are parking cars and pumping gas. Next page. I've got lots of friends in San Jose. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you know the way to San Jose? Whoa, 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 whoa. In a week, maybe 2, you'll make you a star. Weeks turn into years, how quick they pass, and all the stars that never were are parking cars and pumping gas. I've got lots of friends in San Jose. Whoa, 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 whoa. San Jose. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's it. See you Wednesday. Bye.